Hey, my name's J.C. McCauley, and I want to really encourage you to take time out of your schedule and watch Artistic Expressions. I mean, they're going to give you all the information you need to know about the art scene here in Greater Hartford, in Connecticut, in fact, in New England. I'm sure they're going to have some guests from around the country, and maybe even some international guests. So check it out on your local TV station, Artistic Expressions, with George, my man, Milner.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Artistic Expressions. I'm your host, Michelle Thomas. Today's guest is Kemet Maroon, who is an artist of all sorts. He makes jewelry, he fashions clothing, he is a social activist and a poet. So we're going to have a conversation with him to really kind of delve into all the different areas that he does and enjoy the show. Thank you for watching Artistic Expressions.
Hold your head as high as you can, high enough to see who you are, little man. Life sometimes is cold and cruel, maybe no one else will tell you, so remember that you are black gold, black gold. You are black gold.
Welcome back to Artistic Expressions. I'm your host, Michelle Thomas, and with us today we have Kemet Maroon. Thank you so much for joining us, Kemet.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure. I'm very excited to learn all about what it is you do. I went to an event last Saturday of yours, and I was thoroughly impressed and surprised. We'll talk a little bit about that. But first, before we even get into the interview side of things, I was doing a little kind of investigating the word Kemet. So before we kind of really go in, could you just kind of tell us what does your name signify and what does it mean?
Well, my grandmother, hailing all the way from Falmouth, Trelawney in Jamaica,
Yes.
she is from the Maroon tribe. So my grandmother grew me and she let me know that I am an offspring of the Maroons.
Yes.
So it came to a point where I always look towards Egypt, but because we get to see a lot of things that they left behind in walls,
Yes.
Right now, you see I'm wearing the anka,
Yes.
you know what I mean? So this is the key of life. This is the womb of a woman, the male genitalia, and this is the children. So they call it hieroglyphics, but that's a translation coming from the word metaneter.
Yes.
And the word metaneter means beautiful speech or divine speech or words of God's. So when I look to the place that's currently known as Kemet, Egypt, the former name was Kemet.
Yes.
And we know that the word Kemet means, land of the black faces. Even though I'm so beautiful and chocolate and white chocolate is light skin, but I definitely am a brother, you know what I mean? And I'm in tune with my vibration and frequency. That's what my grandmother instilled in me. So the Maroon, she let me know about the Maroons,
Yes.
Black Runaway Fugitives, and the Kemet. I felt that it was most beneficial to have that first and last name because the name that I was given by my father
Sure.
is a K. So I just took the K, I just said Kemet Maroon.
Very nice. I just found it so interesting when I, found your name and looked it up and read about it. I was like, oh, well, this is deep.
Give thanks.
This brother's gonna be deep.
Give thanks.
So tell me a little bit about what it is you do, broad-wise, and then we'll kind of narrow it down.
Yes.
So what is it you do? How many hats you hold?
Oh, I wear many hats, but it's all about versatility.
Yes.
It's all about being able to adapt, and I realize that it's all about being accountable.
Okay.
And us being, I say starlings, when I say human, it's the hue of a man, so when I say,
like that.
Yeah, when I say starlings, I'm talking about us being one with the universe.
Okay.
All right, so there's no separation with anything. I say everything matters because everything is matter. So everything is one in the same, and that same wouldn't be there if it wasn't one. So it's just a balance, moon, sun, woman, man. You gotta have the feminine and you have to have the masculine. That's what brings balance. And you know how I feel. The women are the leaders, hands down. I can get into that deeper, but the women are the leaders. This is a Mother Earth.
Very nice. So what about you being a poet? How did that come about?
Well, being a poet, I've written for years. When I was going to Weaver, I went to, Fox Miggle, I went to Mark Twain.
All right.
I'm from Hartford, family hailing all the way from Falmouth in Jamaica, but, I claim Ethiopia, hands down, Alki Bulan, or as they would call African, Africa. So, what happened was my mom is a singer. My grandmother was a singer. I had an uncle that used to play the guitar. My father, I found a lot of his poems. He used to write my mother. So he was extremely creative. My father was an excellent artist also.
Yes, okay.
So these are things that I picked up, in my DNA.
I was going to say, it's inside of you.
Yeah.
You didn't pick it up, it came out.
Absolutely. So I can't refute from it. You know what I mean? I have to be true to myself. And going back to the, being a starling, I have to be the best. I'm a planet in my own self. So I have to embrace that, and vibrate at a high frequency so individuals can feel that positive, coming from me, the awareness, being conscious. So, the poetry came from seeing my mother being a singer, my father, whatever. I was in high school, Weaver High School, somebody stole my portfolio. I used to love Mobb Deep, the rap group. Yeah, because Biggie Smalls is my favorite rapper, but I love Queensbridge. It's just the swagger, love Harlem. But what happened was they stole my portfolio from Weaver High School, and I got very discouraged, and I said, I'm not going to draw anymore from now on. I'm going to paint pictures with my words. And once I said that, I sent it out to the universe, and I have become extremely powerful with the wordplay. In the beginning was a word, but we all know that action speaks louder than words. So my words are my action. Because I faithfully believe in not telling somebody what to do, but show them what to do.
Yeah. That's amazing, because I always think of when tragic, quote unquote, tragic situations, it's not really tragic, there are no accidents. Things happen.
Give thanks.
And so them stealing, which would seem like a accident or, a tragedy, really was kind of the opening up of who you became, and that was actually necessary for you to be who you are today.
Give thanks.
So, it's all good.
It's all good. It's all excellent.
It's all good.
Give thanks.
So how often do you write? Do
Well,
you write it down, or is it in your head? How do you manifest your art?
It depends. I'm so adaptable and versatile. You can put me in the country and let me listen to the birds and the bees, the wind blowing against, the leaves of the trees.
Sure.
These different things actually inspire me, because we have to remember Martin Luther King wrote the I Have a Dream speech in Jamaica. So when you're in a place like Jamaica that has this vibration and frequency, and knowing that this is, one of the ports, from the Miggle passage coming from, Britain to Jamaica or the Caribbean island into America, during the slave trade, that was a place that was off the shores of America. That's like a holding cell, like a concentration camp when it comes to black people, breeding them and then bringing them to America, So what happened was, it's in my blood, it's in my DNA. So the poetry, writing it comes sitting down, listening to the breeze. I may hear a nice reggae rhythm, I might write to that. I may hear a nice rap rhythm. I may hear somebody just playing the flute, and it inspires me to write. I'm writing a couple songs right now in my head as we speak, because sometimes I like to do things different all the time. I don't like the same way all the time. We got to switch positions. You hear me? We got to change things up.
Right.
Keep it fresh.
Yes.
Keep things new.
Yes.
They used to call me blessed when I was younger, and I faithfully believe that I am blessed. Definitely. Everyone is. They have to embrace it. But, the name Kemet Maroon, it spun out of me coming from that blessed, that transition, running around, being extremely negative. I learned many things. I made many mistakes in my life.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And my mother definitely didn't spare the rod. She definitely beat me. She disciplined me. She spoke to me. You know what I mean? She built me up.
Right.
My mother is my rock. My mother is my foundation. My mother is my everything. Shouts out to my mother. Shouts out to the band. Shouts out to my beautiful daughter. You know what I mean? Because she looks just like my mother. So the women being the leaders, my mother being a single parent, especially when her mother, was in a position when she came to America, that she didn't have my grandfather there. I never met my grandfather. I heard that my grandfather seen my mother got pregnant, and that's what made him leave the family.
Yeah.
So, I always had to deal with the issue of me being that problem, especially my mother being so beautiful and light-skinned. I came out light-skinned. The rest of my family, some of them are dark-skinned. That came from so it's always been some kind of contention there. Me having this Caribbean side, from my mom, and then my father being from America, I always got a fight from that side saying, oh, he's Jamaican, he's a half-breed, and then from all the beautiful American people saying, oh, he's a half-breed Jamaican. So it's like Bob Marley. Bob Marley had a beautiful white father, a beautiful black mother, and instead of him saying, I'm fighting for white or black, I'm fighting for Jah, Rastafari,
Right.
across the board. So I'm fighting for love. That's my religion right there. My religion is love. It's a spiritual thing.
I love it.
Yeah, but I'm very versatile, so I'll write about anything.
Yes.
Because I've experienced a lot of different things. So I think that it's only right that I share and be truthful. I don't like to hold back.
That's right.
So I write in any situation, anyhow, anywhere.
When you share your poetry, do you share it from paper or from your mind?
Well, basically, it's from mine. I have
Yes.
so much poetry. I do want to do the Langston Hughes and read from the book sometime.
Yes.
But I like to be extremely how you say the word? Theatrical? Like theater.
Yeah.
I like to act it out. I like to move around. I like to sit here for a couple seconds and then you may doze off and I jump up and say something
Right.
and get you, make you,
Gets the people
jump.
going.
And like we said in the beginning, it's the word. So the frequencies and the vibration and the things I'm talking about,
Right.
you know what I mean? I want them to touch people's innermost, deepest part of their body.
Right.
And be able to connect, you know what I mean? Because some of the things I may say they may not agree with, some of the things they
Sure.
may agree with, but it's just how I feel, and I'm just sharing it with you. I know this already. I don't have to share it. I'm gonna inspire many different people all over the world because I have been inspired by those people. So we're sharing.
Right.
We're giving and taking. You have one hand that wash the other, and the two hands wash the face. So I can't do nothing without individuals like you. The Michelle Thomases. I can't do nothing without the brother Georges.
Yes, that's awesome, yes.
Because you're in the community doing this local thing, but I see that international and global. Because when they go on the internet, it's gone. So this is an opportunity of a lifetime. People are gonna look back at this and see me with my natty. At this length, it's gonna get taller. You're gonna get strong. I just appreciate you. The women are the leaders. I appreciate you bringing me here today.
Absolutely, thank you. Kind of threw me for a second. I'm like really into what you're saying. So I want to get back on track to.
I was writing.
Well, not that, but when you're. This is what I wanted to ask you. So when you're talking about coming from different backgrounds and coming and who you are, and there sounds like a lot of challenge in
Give
that,
thanks.
right? And there sounds like the world is not an easy place to kind of be spiritual minded and giving.
Yes.
So I want you to tell me, for you, what did you have to transition from and into to have such a grounded spirit,
Yes.
but then also a spirit of love and
Give
a spirit
thanks.
of giving? How there had to have been some transformation.
I grew up in Hartford. I grew up in Bowles Park. They call it a project. We know what a project is. It's an experiment. They're experimenting on us. So what happened is I learned many things out there. Seeing the big boys run around, get their money that way. I seen individuals going to the boys club, seeing beautiful individuals, Northwest Boys Club, the Miss J's, the Sonny Thomases, individuals like Mr. Watson. It's numerous names I could name, but I gotta put that out there because these are individuals that influenced my life. Okay, hold on. What was the question again?
So, how did you transform into this loving individual coming from this harsh?
I did so much being negative. I used to jump out my window, run around with the boys, getting drunk and playing with things that we shouldn't have been playing with.
Sure.
Because that was the peer pressure then. But my grandmother was a very, very spiritual person. Yeah. She taught me how to pray. Every morning when I used to be with her, I would kneel down and say the Lord's Prayer. We would always read the Bible together, and that was something that was with me. It was instilled in me. I'm always a loving person. When I was younger, I used to always be so cool. Sure. But I don't know if you remember that Nas CD. I think it was written. He had a skit in there. You be too cool, you gonna lose. So I used to be losing in life because I used to be loving everybody, and they used to take advantage.
Not loving you back. Right?
Yeah. So they used to take advantage of my love, and once I got to a point where I was, abused so much and just sick and tired of individuals taking advantage of me. And some of my friends in jail, some of my friends lost their minds, some friends dead. And I said, okay, I'm by myself. Once some certain close friends were in jail and weren't with me anymore, and I was by myself, and I'm my mother's only child. And I said, all I have is me. So it brought me back to Marcus Messiah Garvey. Because his father was a slave, he was a mortician, and he brought Marcus Garvey, and he told Marcus to go down in a hole into one of the graves, and Marcus climbed down the ladder. His father took out the ladder.
Okay.
And walked away.
That's tough love.
Yes, and that was to show Marcus, all you have in your life is yourself, just like the coldest winter ever with Winter, a Sister Soldier book. When the father told Winter to come slide down the slide, I'm gonna catch you, and he didn't, and she bust her head open. And he said, even though I'm your father, I want you to know that you can't trust anybody in life. So these, when you do, it's harsh. So it reminds me of the analogy of a frog being in a pot. You turn a pot up a little bit with the fire, frog moves around a little bit. You turn it up again, moves around a little bit more. You turn it up again, he's cooked. But when you put a frog in a hot, boiling pot of fire, he's going to jump right out. Absolutely. So that's where I am in my life. It's hot. It's hot right now. So I got to make sure I cool myself down. I'm a fire sign too, so I can really burn myself out. Really.
Well, just hearing you talk and just how you are so giving when when you're all of your art and what it is you're trying to offer the universe, you do it in such a loving way, and I just wonder about that because it is hard. You have so many pressures coming from, and even societal pressures saying you're supposed to be this way or that. And artists really don't fit in those categories
we
at
don't.
all.
We don't. That's why I always get, put in that category. But the love is coming from the women. My mother, my grandmother, they love me. And I mean, they spoiled me with love. They didn't spoil me with shoes and material things. They spoiled me with love. So those are things that it's needed for children, to help children, because you know what, even the children that go through the toughest times, they build resiliency through those tough times. And the support that the children need comes from home, those adults. And it also comes from the adults that they see in school or in their community, and also their friends. It's like a pyramid. Home, the children you're playing with, and the teachers, those adults. You know what I mean? Yeah. So everybody plays a part. We don't spend time with our children. They spend 8 hours sleeping. 8 hours in school maybe if it's that long, getting ready and preparing themselves.
Then when you're home, you're cooking.
Yeah, you probably only get 10 minutes, 15 minutes to talk to your children. And what are you saying within that 10 minutes? How are we impacting them? Do we know our children?
Yeah, carve it out. Yeah.
Yes, we tell our children, don't bring what we do inside the house outside, but we notice that they bring outside into the home. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we got to find that median. We got to find out, the community, talk to the individuals. Don't be afraid to look outside and communicate to the children. You know what I mean? Yeah. You are part of their lives. Don't think that you have to turn your head and don't see what they're doing. They may be selling drugs and doing things that's negative.
They're watching everything. They're watching everything we do. Children are watching everything we do. So we model the behavior, they follow.
Give thanks.
Good or bad.
I'm glad you said that. They say if you want to know a people, look at their children. Yes, or listen to their music. And you see what's...
Oh my.
You know what our music is playing right now. You know what our music is playing right now. So we have to realize that we are influential. Yes, and we have to mind what we say and what we do.
Words are powerful. Actions powerful.
Give thanks.
Absolutely. So I want to get into your jewelry making.
Jewelry making.
Yes, please.
The jewelry making. This is my grandmother's brooch here. This is my grandmother's brooch. This is a ring that a priest gave me. It was a bracelet. Yeah. And I just started wiring. Like I said earlier, this is the this is the children, this is the male genitalia. And I always like to revert to balance, but I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there right now. I'm not gonna go back to crosses because people in the Caribbean, they don't like crosses.
Okay.
Yeah, you hear me? So, but a lot of people wear crosses.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is a woman right here. This is a woman of a woman. This is the male genitalia, and these are the children. So when I see a cross with a male genitalia here and a male genitalia here, I'm not surprised how religion is and how their churches is, because they show you through their symbol. If you look at a Michael Jordan sneaker, it shows him jumping from the foul line. When you look at Nike, it's check it off, just do it. So when you look at the cross, it's showing you a symbol. What does that symbol represent? So
now, so would you say that your artwork, you want to kind of I don't know, tell a story or represent something? What is it you want to do through your art, through your jewelry?
I definitely want to catapult that African diaspora.
Yes.
Like I said, I have different elements that's in here. You know, I have the
Yeah,
hemotype,
talk about it.
the hemotype going around it.
Okay.
I have the omchun, that's a certain kind of incense. I have the copper from South America in here. I have some shaving copper. I have some aluminum. I have a crystal quartz, and I definitely have what we will call the coral shell. The coral shell represents the females. Like they say, most mothers and daughters were shoved in the waters. So this piece, I came up with a filament to be able to get it to look like this, and I've been making them digital. I have some digital originals. This wire is made out of copper. So it's
Can I see how heavy?
absolutely, it's definitely material that it's recycled material.
It looks heavy, but it's light.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. I see the shavings and the copper.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of energy that's within that. And I like to bless my jewelry also. I might chant a certain word and blow it on to that piece of jewelry while I'm stringing it. But I make bracelets, chains, waist bracelets, anklets. I do anything when it comes to accessory. Things for women's hair, So definitely. And I love to stick to the colors too. The red, gold, and greens.
Yeah.
We know red means victory or blood. We know the gold means the sun or the gold that they stole from our ancestors, or the green, which represents the land. And when we look at a stoplight, it's red, gold, and green. So this is stemming all the way from Alkebulan, from Ethiopia. So the foundation that we see here is definitely coming from the foundation of Alkebulan people, Ethiopian people, Abyssinian people, Africa.
Nice. So I see you use a lot of metal.
Yes.
What is the significance of that?
Well, the metal it's copper also, so that's a good ground. The copper is very good. When it comes to our body, it's good.
Okay.
So
what does it do for the body? 'Cause I
well,
know that.
when it comes to these kind of metal, it actually purifies you. You know what I mean? It detracts things that you don't want to you, and it attracts things that you do want. So it's like a magnet. This is a magnet, just like you and I. We're magnets. So we attract, law of attraction. So if we want negative, we're gonna get negative. You want positive, you're gonna get positive. I'm not sure what that verse is or the proverb, but a man is as he thinketh, as you thinketh you are. Something to that effect. But yes, I was thinking about Kemet.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the nectar. Like we said, it's beautiful speech. And that's where it just came from. It just exploded. I seen somebody doing something, and I realized that I could actually revamp it and take it to another level, and that's what I've been doing.
Now, are a lot of your pieces large like that, or do you have small, medium? Like, what is your typical?
My pieces are all sizes. I like to wear them. I like to wear big ones. When I first started making rings, they were extremely small. But once I started to get into a big size, I like them. I like big things. I like big things. I'm only 130 pounds. I like things big. Yeah,
Add some weight.
Yeah, I'm gonna gain weight a little bit. Y'all gonna see me a little bit with some beautiful vegan food that's gonna get me there.
Nice. Can you just tell me about the other piece you're wearing?
The other piece.
See what that one is.
Yes, this is His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I Jah Rastafari. So this is the King of Ethiopia, or you would call the president, or I would call my God naturally, because I'm God in flesh. Yeah, this is a God in flesh, and he's coming straight out of Ethiopia, and his bloodline. You know what I mean? He has the same bloodline, in there with Christ. This is Christ's cousin. You know what I mean? So definitely, we give thanks to the King of Ethiopia, because even when you talk about Rastafari, I don't want to say there is no Rastafari-ism, because we don't deal with isms and schisms. When you see the word ism, that means you're spicing something up. We want things natural. We want them organic. Don't spice anything up. It's naturally spicy. Keep it pure. So we're going all the way to Africa, and when our ancestors were there in Jamaica, most of these colonizers would push a different person, on them, maybe somebody that didn't look like them, and you have Chinese for the Chinese man, you have Japan for the Japanese man, you have America for the American man, and right now we need Africa for the African man, because there's so many different people that are in there taken away from the resources, and the people are there working so hard. It reminds me of Hartford. All these young beautiful people, as well as yourself, Brother George, are diamonds. So it's like we don't have any worth around here. In Africa, the diamonds, it's no worth. The diamond reserve, the platinum reserve, silver reserve, all these things are there. But when they come to America, the price is like quadrupled.
Astronomical.
You know what I mean? So I realized that we're the same way. We may be here, people probably don't appreciate us as much, but as soon as you leave here, people love you.
Yeah.
You're platinum, you're gonna go diamond. People love you. And that's what I realized about Connecticut though. This state follows everybody. They want to be like New York, they want to be like Philadelphia, but these people are resilient. These children that are here, the adults that are here.
Extremely talented
Yes.
people here. That's why we're doing what we're doing, because we want to get the word out. There's
Yeah.
so many
Oh,
talented
see, you know yourself. That's why you got this going. You know yourself. Give thanks. You know yourself.
And this is what it's for.
I can't do it without you. Like I said, the women are the leaders. The man rules the household if he's competent, okay? But the woman runs the household, okay? The woman is the leader. The man rules the household. The woman runs the household. The man provides protection, and the children are the future. And we keep God first, you know? And when you look in the mirror, know that you're looking at God. That essence that's inside of you. You have to respect that, you know? And if you don't see a man as your God, look at Mother Nature.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So how, if someone were to see your work and they want to know, how would somebody be able to reach you?
Yes,
So
well,
should
they could go on Facebook.
Okay.
You know, Facebook.com.
So I do have
slash
that. I have
Kemet
that
Maroon.
address.
Yes.
I have the Facebook.
Also, Twitter.
Okay, Twitter.
Twitter.com slash
So
Kemet
what I'll
Maroon.
do is I'll put on the feed your all those addresses. or
That'd be
those, right?
that'd be great.
Okay.
Even like Blogger.
Okay.
I have a blogger
You blog?
also. Yes,
On
I do.
regular?
I not on a regular basis,
Okay.
but I used to put the jewelry up there.
Okay.
You know, that's how I
Okay.
used to promote myself because didn't have the finances to get a website, but that doesn't mean I can't
That's
put myself
right.
out there.
Right. That's
You know, they have things that's free, so utilize them until you build yourself up and get some wind behind you.
Okay, so I'll make sure I put the blogger feed. I'll put all those
Yeah.
feeds on there so that people can, if they want to see what your other work is,
That'd be
or
great
able to
because I
contact you.
got performances all the time just to keep them abreast.
Yeah.
I could put a plug in right now for the next show.
Yes.
That's going to be at 509 Passages Gallery in Hartford, Connecticut. It's going to be on Farmington Avenue from 5:30 up until 8:30. Like I said, that's on the 29th of this month, September. If you know anybody interested, please share it with them. Let them come out. There's going to be different musicians there, artists, individuals that's into artistic expression. That's going to be there sharing. So please come stop by. There's a little $5 donation. If you don't have it, please just come by, network, market yourself, advertise yourself.
So speaking of that, tell me how you got into dealing with Passages Gallery and what it is you do there. I think it's extremely different and exciting.
Oh, give thanks. Well, let me give you the timeline. I used to be at MCC in Manchester.
Yes.
I was doing shows at MCC on the Main. From MCC on the Main, I went to the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah.
That's Hartford Denim. I just kept a show there. Shouts out to Arian. Shouts out to the owner. And all of a sudden, I had a show at Venom Vintage. Shout out to Dina. Venom Vintage is right next to the Crab Shack in Hartford, Connecticut. Right near West Hartford, Prospect, and Park Street. When after that show, I came to Passages. We had a show at Passages last year. It was phenomenal. Shouts out to Mint. He did a great job promoting also. Shouts out to Narelle Thomas. What happened was we worked together as a team. We formulated individuals to come. And when Passages Gallery was on South Whitney Street, we had a great show there. It was excellent. So Rosita and Robert, shouts out to Mommy and Daddy, they were interested in us doing this, on a regular basis. So.
And what does the show entail? What does it include?
It entails, me definitely being a hostess. I'm there doing my reggae, they're doing my hip hop. Different individuals come out, they do their poetry, they do their dances. But while I'm there, I'm actually, giving them some male empowerment. For women also, but I'm not a woman, so a woman, you're doing that. You're dealing with the female empowerment. What happens is, when I'm there, like I said, I'm at the Y downtown. Stick a pin right there. I'm sorry. I'm at the Y downtown, the Footlights program, and I'm working with youth from the ages of 5 years old up until about 15.
Okay.
Now, these children are children that go to schools in the surrounding area in Hartford, and these men that come in, there's females that's there too. They have layout. Shouts out to layout. Shouts out to Miss Deborah Molding. The girls come in, they do drama. They do ballet. They do hip hop dances. They have choir classes. In my class, I'm doing I made my own curriculum, so I'm teaching them things like the Metanectar.
Yes.
I'm teaching them the language of Kiswahili. Going over things like Kwanzaa and the 7 principles. Going over things that I learned from college,
So
like
you want to educate.
Absolutely, and it's definitely the African diaspora, but really universal. Because the things that I learned from college, they're not learning, don't know yet. So I'm sharing it with them now. It doesn't make sense for me to have all this knowledge and not share it. And knowledge is know the ledge. You know what I mean? So I have to be able to share with them what I have now, because if they're going to be greater and if they're in the future, I shouldn't be afraid to give it to them now. I have to empower these youth because they're going to lead us. They, like I teach them, accountability and responsibility brings mobility. So they have to, I'm holding them accountable and I'm holding them responsible for the things that I'm teaching them so they can further along pass it on. So now I do that same thing at Passages.
And this is for adults.
For adults and the kids also, because my crowds usually have beautiful people between the ages of, the youngest was like 5 up until about 60.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's only race on this planet is the human race, but beautiful pink Africans come out. They call them white people, but beautiful pink Africans come out, and brown Africans, tan Africans, red Africans, they're Indian, it doesn't matter, we're all African. So it comes to a point where my crowd is basically the pink Africans. Beautiful white people come out and they love it, and I'm up here singing about Africa. So they're aware, they're conscious.
Sure.
Right now, our people are conscious also, but they're not coming out in numbers.
Yeah.
So we want to find out how to support each other. You can go anywhere in the world and you will see
But
little China.
Passages is black owned.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we give thanks to that. I appreciate you for saying that. You can go anywhere in the world and see little China. You go anywhere in the world and see little Italy.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere in the world and see the beautiful little Poland, little Germany. Everywhere in the world, especially in America, is very diverse.
Sure.
But where can we go and see little Africa? I remember little Africa was in Tulsa, Colorado, if I'm not mistaken, and they got tore up down there. I think it was during World War I. Don't quote me, check it out. Black Africa, little Africa. Look on YouTube. Yeah, Google it, please, because we need to know ourselves. There was a lot of beautiful black individuals, African individuals that was working there, and they were going to be millionaires during this time, because that was during the 1920s. But a lot of the individuals came back from World War I, seen these beautiful people making money. They weren't going to war, and they wiped them out. And that's what happens to beautiful individuals like us. That's why I'm not so afraid to talk. They got rid of Malcolm. They got rid of Martin. They got rid of Lumumba. They got rid of Marcus Garvey. They got rid of Christ. They got rid of Bob Marley.
There's so many people that are here.
There are many people that are here. And I know sometimes even my mom will say, shh, don't talk like that. But they have a saying that say, you live on your knees or die on your feet. I'm a warrior. I'm a maroon. I die on my feet. Tuajina Yankuko business. And that means we are talking about free and independent maroon business. And that's Karamati. And that's the same language that they're talking over there in Ghana. They call it Twi. And that the ACON people use that language. But in Jamaica it's called Karamati. So shout out to all the maroons in Jamaica, naturally.
So at Passages,
Yes.
I know other artists come.
Yes.
So they come by invitation, or how is that? That's just open. It's like an open mic.
Yeah,
'Cause I know the last one you had, the woman who I think that was Sheena. Was it Sheena Edwards?
Sheen.
She plays the violin.
Violin, yeah. Shout out to Sheen.
Yes. And so you had all these different talented
Yes.
people. The other gentleman who was on the beat machine.
Yes, I just
General
met him.
Beat Machine.
Peter.
Yeah, yes, Peter. That's right. That's right.
Shout out to P.
Yes. And so I was really kind of digging the vibe. Like you come in, there's all
Yes.
these different artists from all walks of life
Yes.
doing. And so what do they just sign up and?
Yes. Well, I realized that I have to be self-efficient. Like I'm teaching the boys, you have to be
Sure.
self-efficient, self-reliant, have self-discipline, have no self-defense, have self-control, self-determination, and make sure that you have a high self-confidence and a high self-esteem. And nowadays, you want to be self-taught. You don't have to go to school to, learn. Push yourself. Discipline yourself. Don't depend on somebody else to put a book in your hand.
Especially with all this technology. You can look up
Yes.
anything now.
Yes, and you
At
can.
a second.
The days of revelation. That's why revelation in the Bible is most prevalent. Or they will call Bible, the basic instructions before leaving earth. Now, I know that this isn't a religious show, but I'm just bringing all aspects. You're very diverse.
Whoever you are, you bring it.
You know what I mean? Spirituality is my foundation. So going to Passages, I actually market it, I network it, I
Yes.
promote it. And what I do is I Twitter people until they're sick of me.
Yes.
I Facebook people until they're sick of me. I call people phone until they're sick of me. Because when you look on television, right now we know that the best way when it comes to promotion or advertisement is word of mouth. That is number one. So, I mean, they're spending a lot of money on these billboards or, these commercials on television with the Super Bowl, millions of dollars.
Well, see, I came there Saturday through word of mouth.
Ooh. Give thanks.
So it works.
Give thanks, absolutely. And that everything comes back down to reputation. Who is Kemet Maroon? What does he do? Is he a positive person only when he's performing? Or Is he, is it a front?
Right.
Everybody that knows
Who are
me.
you about? And what are you doing?
Everybody know I'm a loving person. I'm sorry, I'm spitting all over you. I'm sorry. I'm very open. My mom used to always tell me, Guardian, my mother pushed me.
Yeah.
My mother let me know, don't be afraid, don't be nervous to do anything. So I kind of, my confidence level is up there.
Yes.
Many people call me cocky, but I have a cocky. I'm a man. Yeah, you hear me? So I have to be truthful to myself. A man has to stand up. If you don't stand up and fight for your women, when they were coming into the barns and raping off our mothers, our sisters, men used to stand there. And because that the women were so hurt that the man didn't protect them, this man would, want to be with his wife too and want to make love to them. And the woman was like, no, you know what I mean? They're hurting. You didn't stand up for me. So we inherited talking to our women disrespectfully and beating them up because that's the only way we seen this man get that woman. So we learned this from them. You know what I mean? But where we're coming from? The women are up here. The women are the leaders, hands down. The woman is the first doctor for a child, the first source of food, whether the navel or the breast. Women only have breasts because to feed their children. That's the only reason. And some women in Africa, if their men were wimps, would cut their breasts off to swing their sword. So I love the women. The women have been doing it for a very long time now. And they've been doing it from the beginning. So give thanks to the women.
I'll take it.
The women are the leaders, hands down. And respect your women, please.
Yes, please.
They litter in the world. That's why they litter on their girl. They're so disrespectful.
I love it. Okay, one other thing I want to talk about is the clothing.
The clothing.
So you not only do jewelry, but you make clothing.
Yes, I actually
So
made this
tell me.
vest. This vest is,
Yes.
if you can see it, it's showing my pectorals off. I've been doing push-ups. But this shirt, I had this shirt many years ago, but it's reversible. So the other side is corduroy.
Yes.
So I cut off the foot of the pants, and I made the vest out of the foot of the pants.
Yes.
And I cut a shirt and put the shirt on the inside. And
Okay.
I was doing it with my hand at first, but now I'm using
Why
a machine.
did you get into doing that?
My mother, my grandmother
Always
crocheted.
back to the women.
Always back to the women. Realize that. My grandmother crocheted all the time,
Yes.
and she knitted. My mother is
And
the
she
same.
taught you how to crochet.
Yeah, she
Yes.
sat down and she showed me some of these things, but I never took it serious as a youngin.
Sure.
Because they used to always tell you, go to school and go find a job, and we know a job means just over broke, juggling your bills, or if it's that bad, jump off the bridge. So I said, I gotta be an entrepreneur, and we know that the bigger the risk, the bigger the payoff. So I said, I'm gonna invest into myself. I've had numerous jobs out there.
Sure.
And I feel like I've been taken advantage of, or just the way I carry myself. I know if I'm carrying myself like this and having my kete cloth, people are gonna be magnetized to what I do, my jewelry. I just have to be able to get it up and running to a point where I get it corporized, I get an
Right, you wanna
LLC going.
market it more.
Yeah, I'm a brand. Look at me.
Yes.
I am a brand, and everybody else is too. You just have to find it. You'll find it within yourself, and expose yourself to people. Don't be afraid. I used to walk around Hartford with a djembe drum all the time, with a
Yes.
drum. You know what I mean? So I'm really into Ethiopia and playing the drum. Like I said, I'm the drum instructor at the Y downtown in the
Yes.
Footlights program, and I teach the children how to play different patterns, several different patterns on a drum. And we know that the djembe is the talking drum. We use the djembe in festivals, for weddings.
Yes.
We use it to communicate if danger is coming. So the drum is the first instrument. You don't have to plug a drum in.
Right.
The drum has 3 soles. It has the wood that comes from the tree. It has the skin that comes from the goat or the cowhide. And it also has the soul from the man that cut it down. So these things are extremely pivotal right now, because how many of us are making drums? How many of us are playing the drums to communicate? How many of us knew that the cornrows in females' hair were a form of communication back then? So
Nice.
sometimes we used to sing, and they didn't want us to sing in our language, by the rivers of Babylon. They wanted us to sing some songs, but it came to a point where we had to communicate with braids and the drum.
Hold up. You know what? When I first met you,
Yes.
I met you when you were freestyling.
What?
This was at Art Space.
Oh, Art
And
Space.
with
Shout out to
the-
Art Space. Shout out to Jeddah.
Yes, with
K-Lo.
Jetta, absolutely. And I walk in, and it was another gentleman, and I think somebody had a guitar.
Oh, I was playing the
You
guitar.
was playing the guitar.
Yes.
And you guys were just doing a freestyle.
Going back and
flow.
forth freestyling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it.
So how much music do you do?
I do a lot of music, reggae music, rap music.
You sing at all? Like,
Well, yeah, I sing. It's like a singing, chanting kind of voice. I have a rusty pot voice, and I love it. The women, when girls see me sometimes, I love your voice. They used to say back in the days, you sound like DMX. You know what I mean? But I realize a piano has many different keys. I can touch many different keys. I just choose to play this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear me? I used to talk different, but I said, listen, if I'm gonna change my whole image, voice got to change too. And that's just what it is. That's what I choose to, that's what I did.
Yes.
And I'm sharing it with the people. I'm not afraid, this is me.
Right.
I can change because I can. I had the
brought
option.
my djembe. I would have had you do
That
something.
would have been beautiful. I wanted to bring the guitar, like the acoustic guitar, and the harmonica, the piano. I play those things, but
goodness.
today was a beautiful day.
I know. Carrying all that around.
Today was a beautiful day.
That's fine. Could you freestyle for me?
That's what you want?
Yeah.
No, I won't give them a freestyle. I want to give them something that's gonna be that I wrote.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I want to be able to maximize.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm with it.
Let me see something. Okay, this one is called Commercial.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna move around a lot, so don't mind me. This is the moment when I pause. I'm gonna scare you. Know what? Watch this. All performers out there, watch what I'm doing. I want you to follow after me. Get ready. Make the crowd watch you. This is how you get them. They said I went commercial like the Super Bowl. They said I went commercial like the Super Bowl. But my bloodline is from Africa. And my wifey blacker than Manute Bowl. Stay whipping in the kitchen like a soup bowl. Loose ends are loopholes. Loose lips, I mute those. Have more Negroes in and out your house than a group home. With the injuries received, there be nothing they could do for them. They mad cause the coop foreign. Well, I ain't see nobody troop or pitch in to buy boots for them. I'm here to educate the youth form. From the root to the fruit, you can't refute the true form. But all the government do is recruit troops for them, invest in private prisons, and provide on jumpsuits for them. And when we on the court, we going straight to the hoop for them. No more cotton field, but on the football field, we still juking for them. This is how I gotta do it. Little girl not even 18. And they buying Daisy Dukes for him. On Instagram, thinking she looking cute for him. Louis handbag with the matching boots for him. But she's struggling in algebra. Her youth, she never buy books for him. She just had a newborn. I met her at UConn. She go out every weekend, but don't show up for her two-torn. She said, good guys is too boring. All these Europeanized Christians, I act like a Jew towards them. The U.S. economy crashed like the Twin Towers before the plane flew towards them. You want to know who's important? Those people who's important. Good girls want me to record them. When I was younger, I used to do it often. I gotta be extremely comical and jovial and serious at the same time. We have to. I have many more pieces. Whatever you want. You want me to share another piece?
Yes, one more
Okay.
piece.
Straight out of Cairo. Your favorite rapper hot, but he ain't fire though. They go against the current despite the flow. Take you to an island, not Rikers though. Villages like Pinnacle and Sliago. Paper planes flying in spiral. Flows viral. Can't catch me in person, but I'm on a web like spider toes. Heart of a lion, skin of a rhino. Used to wear designer clothes, now I design my clothes. Watch as the models strike a pose. Director holding a bottle with fine his nose. How can one describe the undescribable or define the undefinable? However, I'm trying to. That's like explain the unexplainable or obtain the unattainable. Didn't want it when it was available. Apply it only if it's applicatable. I wrote this for my haters too. I'm sorry to spit. I fell off, but I still made it through. Am I the best? That's not debatable. Just play this for a day or two. While I take this to LA, the Bay, the A, and VA for you. And come back with more plays for you. I've been spitting before my first baby tooth. From the cradle to the grave, true. Get the cheese like a grater do. Fresh veggies in the strainer too. Mash out like potatoes too. Inspire, that's what I came to do. But these William Lynch niggas wanna mangle you and wrangle you. Eat your flesh up just like a cannibal. If it ain't about money, they ain't got a thing to say to you. That day gonna come when the God gonna rain on you. And all I'ma be able to do is straight pray for you. And if you fail, I'm blaming you. I'm blaming myself. I can't blame no one else. It's our responsibility to make it without no one's help. Got me feeling like how Noah felt. We don't know Ryan's belt. As the iron smell, designing diamond quilt, I had to grind in filth. Back in the days, bagging dimes with a MILF. Since then, my line's been silk. Like fabric from China. Back when the Asiatic called it major or minor. Now they're exploiting these black women faces like Aunt Jemima. He let his daughter hand go, now he can't find her. But the life that he left behind stands as a reminder. Shouts out to Kiki. I love you, baby. My baby Kiki. She played the violin too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That made my day.
Give that. You know what? I love you and I honor you. I am a scoundrel. I don't want to take advantage of anything. Can I give you one more for the women? Just you want one more that's representing the women.
Yes.
Okay.
One more representing women. I'm in.
Shouts out to the women. Remember, the women are the leaders. The men rule the household. The women run the household. The men provide protection, and the children are the future. Yes, Miss Michelle Thomas, she runs her household. Shouts out to her husband. Manners and respect, I love you. No disrespect. Okay, now, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, we gonna get it now. We gonna get it. Can I stand up in front of you on this one? I won't move. I'm gonna stay in this spot because I know the chair, it gotta get a certain shot for me, so I'm gonna stand like this.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
You ain't gotta ask why. Feel the spirit pass by. In a black woman's womb, that's where I was baptized. That's right. That's why I show so much black pride. Because a whole lot of white guys capsize black guys. And the children in the ghetto, they don't know how to act right because their mothers were raped, fathers humilified, children horrified by violence glorified. If you ask me, Mr. President, you're a lie. If you ask me, Mr. President, you're a spy. If you ask me, Mr. President, you're the reason why. But that's just my opinion. Lynched by William, just like the Pilgrims did to the Indians. Black eugenics, women sterilized with the Pilligan. Africans was on the island before Gilligan. F. Edison, Lewis Latterman perfected the filament, and every housing project was an experiment. Dirty laundry airing it, education I'm sharing it. Your ethnicity and culture got to take care of it. Books is on the shelf, but now they disappearing quick. African folk songs, you rarely hear of it. If you ever wonder where the orbits went, just plug in time and space coordinates. Follow the ordinance. Let me find out you don't know where your August went. You sound like an alien. You got me more convinced. Don't be subordinate. I seen aliens with scaly skin. Jewish Israelis dressed in turbans medicine by Asians. Mason initiation. Praying as they begin in Dubai, Mercedes-Benz, the U.S. lost a few Navy men. Chandler Williams, destructions of a black civilization. No matter location, hyper-levitating through the wormhole, teleportating in this Gideon. Gentiles rise from the Caribbean, and amphibians in the new millennium haunt the Caribbean. It's a gyroglyphic axis world that we spinning in. John Hanson was the first black president. It wasn't Obama or Benjamin. Equilibrium. Every time I swing the pendulum, I made a decision to be a warrior in this Armageddon. I see you on the other side. I'm taking a shuttle ride from a caterpillar cocoon to a butterfly, the chronic bloom, sonic boom. They gave me small quantities of poison and now I'm immune. We living in a digital age, a digital time. Get yourself a digital page for a digital rhyme. When evil speaks, I know you hear and see, but you act like you dumb, deaf, and blind. Tactical, radical, magical, longitude, latitude, share. Everything is mathematical, nothing but time and space between us. It's intergalactical. However, when I rap to you, I'm giving the facts to you. Ooh. Ashe. Oh.
Beautiful.
Give thanks.
Thank you. I mean, you definitely, blessed the studio today.
Oh, you brought it out of me. You brought it out of me.
With your flow, I am in.
Give thanks.
This is awesome. So, just to kind of move forward, could you just share with me what your goal is for your future? Like,
Give
where
thanks.
you going, what you trying to do?
Give thanks. Like, the goal is the goal.
Yeah.
Shouts out to all the beautiful people from everywhere in the world that love gold so much. We know what they're using it for. But we're so appreciative because, my goal is to be self-efficient, to be self-reliant, to make sure that I do get the website up and going, to make sure that we do get the music. I got the chemistry album done. I didn't even put it out yet. It's been done since like 2013, 2012, and the music that's coming out now is still ahead of that. I made beats on there. Young Struggle. Shouts out to The Connection. You know, shouts out to G Dot. You know, Kevin Lazier. Shouts out to The Connection. These individuals have been working with me. I put an album together. Now I'm working with these beautiful individuals. Conqueror Sound. You know, Ella Jabi, shouts out, you know, as a Conqueror Sound, so sponsor the sound. Ella Jabi come to anchor the sound. So what's happening is, you know, I'm working on a reggae album right now. But I had these reggae music from 2007. I have some old music that is not old. It's like infinite. I mean, I'm extremely talented.
But you want to put it in a format to share with many.
Yeah, because everybody don't like when I rap because, you know, some like I do roots and reggae.
Yeah.
Like Rasta people, some people just want to hear me roots and reggae. They love when I'm singing and doing that. And some people want to hear the lyrics. You know what I mean? So I'm making different. I'm making every and anything. Who wants that? You can have that. If you don't want that, you don't get something else. I'm a buffet.
So you'll continue to do the jewelry.
Yes.
Continue to do the clothing.
Yes.
And then the music.
Absolutely,
and
all
the
of it.
poetry is all entwined.
Yeah, because you know, being that I'm a brand, I have to make sure that you know, every branch is taken care of. You know.
Absolutely.
Really and truly.
Well, I want to thank you for joining us today.
Asante, asante. In Kiswahili means thank you. Asante.
Asante.
Or dua in Metanectar means thank you.
Beautiful. This was definitely a pleasure. This was awesome.
Thank you.
I will definitely put your information out so that people can get in touch with you and, you know, keep up. Hopefully, you know, you can blog some more and people can find out what you're doing and where you are.
Absolutely. Because I'm looking to put a band together. You know anybody that want to be in a band? Let's do it. You know.
This is where you connect. Yes. I want to see it happen.
Yeah. Maybe we can do something together because you're extremely powerful with your art also.
Yes.
Maybe one day I should come and interview you. They know you do it on your show though, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Shouts out to Artistic Expression. Shouts out to Mommy Michelle Thomas. Shouts out to Brother George. Shouts out to Access TV.
It's
Wrong one?
Public Access.
Oh, Public Access.
Hartford Public Access.
Hartford Public Access TV. Shouts out to Stan McCauley. I see you. And shouts out to Mommy Naisha, his wife. If I said your name wrong, I'm sorry. I love you. Yeah, I love that.
This is what I want you to say though. I want you to say, I support the arts.
I support the arts. Make sure you check out Artistic Expression every Saturday, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock?
Yes.
Every Saturday, 4 o'clock. Even though it's the Sabbath, you make sure you watch it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, true. I record it. Yeah, you hear me?
This has been Artistic Expressions with your host, Michelle Thomas. Today we had Kemet Maroon, who blessed the studio with his poetry, spitting, lyrical genius. It was completely enjoyable. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Make sure you tune in every Saturday, 4 p.m. Always remember, support the arts and your local artists. Thanks for joining us. Beautiful.
You have so much energy.
My name is Narelle Thomas, and I support the arts. I support artistic expressions.
I'm Sheena Edwards. I'm a violinist. Shout out to Artistic Expressions, and I support the arts.
What's up, y'all? This is Joe Young. Shout out to Artistic Expression, and I support the arts. Peace.